The end of the first half was key. I thought we missed some free throws, some open looks that could have extended it, but give Clemson credit. You know, they're experienced, they're old, they hung tough. And obviously it was back and forth there in the second half. And I'm just really proud of our guys, their will. You know, their competitive spirit. You know, like Jeremy Roach hasn't practiced. Like literally has not practiced since the game we had on Tuesday. And he just tried to will it out today. And he didn't have his best stuff, but he did enough just to help and make some plays. You know, Flip, the same thing. I didn't think he had his best stuff today. And he has the biggest play of the game probably with the three-point play, the lefty finish there through contact. And then, you know, for Tyrese, I talked about him after the last game, but for Tyrese, you know, that's a tough moment to be in. You know, it's a moment you dream about being in. You know, you get a chance to win the game, you're down one with a second to go, but he was cool as could be. You know, I just believe those were going in with everything I had. Both of them hardly touched the rim. And, you know, Mark is guarding everybody on the one end. He's guarding Shefflin, he's guarding Hall, he's switching. I thought he gave us, he got us the lead there in that first half with his assertiveness. And then the last guy I want to touch on before we open it up is Jared McCain. Because Jared just has this special belief about him. And, you know, when things get tough, you just feel like Jared's going to make a play. You do, as a coach. And it doesn't matter if he's a freshman. It doesn't matter if he's never been in a situation like this before. He just has a belief his team's supposed to win. And I thought that stretch, I know I was told right before, 11 points in the final 12 minutes, but it's more his spirit, you know, of just finding a way to win. So really proud. Clemson, you know, I think they're a really good team. And to find a way to win, sometimes that's what it's about. And we have to move on quickly to get ready for Monday.
John, Brad said that the game was taken from us. That was his quote. And he said the finals went, quote, the same. How did you see the way that the game ended?
Yeah, you know, for me, like, look, I can go through the whole game and talk about the different plays of them pushing us in the back when we're blocking out, or I can go down the whole game. All I know is Tyrese Proctor made a heck of a play then to drive it to the basket, and he gets fouled shooting 2 free throws. And he should be celebrated for that. I'm not going to go through every game that we play, the officials after a game, what they called and what they didn't call. All I know is I'm proud of my team, man. I'm proud of my team for finding a way to win and playing through contact. Like, look, I think there's a lot of contact both ways. I'm not sitting here and saying there's one way or the other. A lot of contact both ways, and that's part of playing the ACC. You got to find a way to get a win. And the play that Flip made and the play that Tyrese made were big time.
John, you mentioned McCain. The biggest play he made might have been on defense when he jumped the route, got a steal, and converted. When Duke absolutely had to have a play like that. Can you talk about that particular play?
Yeah, I mean, that goes to Jared's just belief. He knew we had to make a play. And it wasn't necessarily going to be a play you ran for him or a jump shot. You just have to make it. The thing is, he made a play right before in the steal, and we just didn't score. So he made 2 back-to-back steals as a freshman, man. That's special. That's special.
John, what did you say to the guys in that final huddle, and why did you go to Tyrese in that moment?
Yeah, well, you know, for us, we practice our end-of-game situations often, and actually we practiced them 2 days ago just to go through. And to be honest, I don't know if we've practiced it without flipping with that first group. And so in the huddle, just making sure our guys knew. We had 4 guards on the court. Mark was in a position kind of as the screener there. And, you know, with 7 seconds, we have a play that we go to at that time. I guess we'll have to get a new play now. But for Tyrese, you just want to attack the basket. It's enough time you can attack the paint, and then you surround them with shooting. If they collapse, you got kicks. And I thought Tyrese did a great job of just playing through resistance and finding a way to get to the paint.
John, you mentioned that Flip didn't have his best stuff tonight. How much did their size contribute to that? And how tough of a matchup is a team like that as long as they are, even on the perimeter, for you guys?
Well, I think Clemson's size is legit. I mean, they start across their front line. I don't know what Wiggins if he's 6'9" or 6'10", but 3 guys, 6'9" and above. We played some bigger lineups, partly because of that. It's not like Flip hasn't seen size before, though, but you have to give them credit. They're physical, they wall up, they do a really good job walling up inside, and they have multiple bodies that they can put on them. Godfrey comes in and is a good player. Hall, Shefflin, even Wiggins can do that. So you got to give them credit, but look, I think no matter what, Flip is, he's not going to go 5 for 11, I don't think, again. Like, that's just, he's a great free throw shooter, and he has to learn from this and get back at it on Monday against a team that plays very similar.
Did you say anything to Tyrese before he took those final free throws?
I just told him you got it. And, I knew he was going to hit him. I knew he was in a position. He was already good. So me talking to him too much, I can only screw him up. Like, he's already going to hit him. So I just told him you got it. Gave him a pat on the back, and he said, I got you, coach. And proud of him. I thought also the 3 that he hit was huge. It was kind of made a play up out of nothing. And he was right in front of me, and there's maybe 7 seconds left on the clock. And when he caught it, I said, you got time, meaning drive it, don't shoot it right away. And he shot it right away, and I said, great shot. That's, yes. But those 2 free throws were big time.
John, a few of the guys said an emphasis was figuring out how to win close games. Prior to this, you were 1-4 in games decided by 2 possessions or fewer. What do you think you learned about your group down the stretch?
A lot. I mean, we've had a chance to win every game we've played this year. And some of those early losses, even the one last week, although it was different, you got to get stops. And no matter what you do on the offensive end, you're not going to win if you don't get stops. And we'll go back and watch. I don't know what it was in that middle part. It felt like they were scoring almost every time. And then I looked, though, and they're 23 of 60, 38% from the field overall. I thought we defended really well. I mean, Clemson's been top 15 in the country with offense. They've been best in our league with offense. I thought we did a great job defending them. Just in that middle stretch, their physicality can wear you down a little bit. And so we had to play through that, and it was just a mental toughness thing. That's where I think for the core group that came back from last year, that's where they've been in moments against, I'm not going to name all the teams. You guys know the games I'm talking about. But it's about digging deep, and they did that.
Last one.
Coach Clemson played mostly zone defense down at Tallahassee last week. Did you prep for that at all, or were you expecting them to go back to man?
Yeah, we prep for it, obviously, just to be ready. I don't feel like we're a team you should zone for the most part. We have, no, I don't mean that in any kind of way. We have shooting on the floor and, flip and mark in the middle. I feel we're pretty good at it. But knowing for a change of pace, any team can play it. So, it was a quicker turnaround for us, but we went over the 2-3. They do a good job in it, but we felt like they were going to play us mostly man.
Thanks, Phil.
Okay.